Hello, this is going to be an unboxing video of another cheap action camera, my 17th cheap action camera. This time it is once again the company AEE, and even though this is only the second camera I have purchased from this company, AEE, I am super excited because I am hoping that similar to the first camera that I have, which was the AEE Life Silver, hoping that this camera will also have great HD quality, 1080p, and a dust-proof design. So let's get started with this video. What do we have here? This is the box. The packaging looks cool. We're going to just show you what accessories are included. We're going to turn on the camera, show you the menu, and in the second part of this video, if you'd rather not see the unboxing portion, again, this is not a review, just an unboxing. If you'd rather not watch or listen to me talk about the accessories, etc., and you just want to see what the actual footage looks like, feel free to skip to the next part of this video where we show you some sample footage recorded with this camera, the AEE Life Shadow, and you can also see me in the background. So, if you would like to watch the unboxing portion with the accessories and showing you the menu and the settings, everything like that, feel free to watch. If not, skip to the next part of this video where we will show you some sample videos recorded with this camera. Hopefully at different resolutions. We'll see. I'll look at the videos and see which ones look best, and I'll let you know at what resolution we're recording so you can decide for yourself if you think this is something that you're interested in purchasing. That is all. So, the AEE Life Shadow, they make a few cameras. This company, AEE, but not that many, and this is just one of them that is available, or rather was available on Amazon at the time that I purchased the camera. Oops, I just hit the camera. Okay, AEE Cam's Life Shadow, 4K 30 frames per second, some advertising right here, 1080p 100 frames per second, wow, 60 megapixel camera, a lot of these cheap action cameras have a photo feature, and a touch screen, which I personally don't really like. I don't really see the point, but we have this, so we're going to see how well a touch screen works. And what else? Have some little bit more of a description of the features, time-lapse feature, Bluetooth, HDMI, waterproof. Okay, so maybe the underwater housing, we'll see. So we have in the box some description of the accessories. I guess there's an application also. Waterproof case, mounts, USB cable, quick start guide, so that'll show you how to use it. And that's really it. We have a touch screen, which we're gonna show you once we start kind of unboxing using the camera a little bit. Supposedly 4K at 30 frames per second. That's very exciting. We have a 1.8-inch touchscreen, 4x digital zoom, according to this box. Photos you can take up to 16 megapixels, supposedly, and a wide-angle lens. And definitely something for portability, because it's not a very big camera. So, I've kind of taken off a little bit of the tape here without even using the camera, just so that it would be easier to unbox this camera while I'm standing behind my main camera, which is right here. Otherwise, this would take forever. So we're going to take this plastic off right here, and now we have the camera, which is attached to this base. So what we want to do is we want to take the camera, first and foremost, before we show you the accessories, which are obviously here, we're going to want to remove the camera. And the way that we're going to do that is attached to this base. We're going to have to just take this out so that we can detach the camera as it's currently in this little plastic housing. So we're going to take that, and here is the camera. We're going to take it out like that. Great. So we've got the camera. Let's just look at the accessories first before we look at the camera itself, and hopefully there's battery life so we can show you the menu and the settings without having to just step away from our camera and charge the camera. So let's see. So far we've got the accessories. Again, before you able to do this, you have to take, there's some tape, and I took that off, some plastic covering, just so that it's easier. You don't want to just sit through my video and watch me try to struggle with actually taking stuff out of the box. It's just much easier this way. But I have not used this camera. I have not touched any of the accessories, so this is all going to be very much a surprise for me. Okay, so we have 3 boxes. Quite exciting. Nothing left here. So we're going to put that to the side. We've got this little piece that we can use later if we need to attach it to anything, any accessories. So, wow, 3 boxes, actually 4 boxes containing accessories. That's very interesting. Kind of cool, like opening a present, I guess. And really just cool packaging here. Very, very smooth, very sleek packaging here. We have these little cards. Okay, quick start guide, how to use. I'm not really going to go through this, but this is like one giant poster, it appears, showing you how to use the camera, maybe how to use the different features like time lapse. I don't know if we have slow motion of photos, things like that. I don't know what kind of features we have here. You got the buttons, the ports, probably how to insert your memory card, Wi-Fi, maybe audio recording, video recording, photo mode, things like that. And now the additional 3 boxes of accessories. I mean, it's kind of cool that they packaged everything in little boxes. I mean, really, is this like a day when we're just opening lots of presents? I mean, that's certainly what it feels like. This video is already much longer than I thought it would be. Okay, so we have separate boxes for different accessories. A lot of these I'm really not going to use, so I'm just going to kind of put them to the side. I'm really interested in the camera itself and maybe obviously the USB cable, but a lot of these mounts I'm not really going to use. I mean, for a bicycle, helmet, things like that, I'm not really going to. Very interesting. Most importantly, we have our underwater housing, which came in its own separate box. That is very exciting. And underwater housing, very important for making sure that your camera will, maybe it's not going to guarantee that it's going to be waterproof, but it's certainly going to increase the chances, as opposed to if you had the camera out of the housing. And I wouldn't recommend doing that because, you know, if the camera is not intended to be waterproof, without the housing, we definitely don't want to submerge just the camera underwater. We would need to insert it in the housing, and we can do that by opening this housing and then inserting the camera. Then we still have access to the buttons here and here. So that's our underwater housing. Again, I'm sorry for the low lighting here. It's just a little bit of a cloudy day, but we're just doing the best that we can. Again, the camera's here. I haven't forgotten about that. Last but certainly not least, we have the box, which will hopefully contain our USB cable, because we have to charge our camera somehow and to transfer files. And it appears that I am... where's the... Bear with me just 1 second. I mean, I have a million USB cables, not gonna lie, but I'm gonna hope that this one has our USB cable, because yeah, it appears that it does, because right out of the box we need to be able to use the camera. Of course, there's one thing that's not included, which is right here, which I'm going to tell you right now. The vast majority of action cameras do not include a micro SD memory card. To store your footage, store your files, videos, photos on your camera, you will need a micro SD memory card. This just happens to be a 16 gigabyte card. But a lot of cameras, a lot of action cameras will accept a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. So again, this was a separate purchase. Regardless of the fact that you do have all these accessories, you can charge it, you can turn it on to store your files. There's no built-in memory for the most part. You will need a micro SD memory card, just letting you know. Separate purchase, memory card. So if you're giving this as a gift, just keep in mind that unless there's some sort of special bundle, unless it explicitly says so, a lot of these cheap action cameras will not include a memory card in the package. So here's what we need in order to charge our camera, in order to transfer files from our camera to our computer. The USB cable, one end will go into the camera and one end will go into the computer tower or your laptop or adapter if you're just charging in the wall, etc. So connecting to your computer so you can charge and transfer files. So we needed that. Now, last but not least, again, I said that again, last but not least, we have what was actually the subject of this video, and you can again see me in the background, the AEE, what is it called? Life Shadow Action Camera. So we have this cool housing around the camera, and we're probably going to want to maybe take this off for just for a moment, so we can just kind of use the camera and just take off all the housing around it. So what do we have? Okay, here. So it's off. Okay, now here's the camera. Okay, happy that I got through this unboxing without actually breaking anything. I'm very happy with myself here. Here's the camera itself. We're finally at the point where we can look at the camera. and we can turn on and see if there is any battery life. Here is the camera, the AEE Life Shadow Action Camera, which supposedly records HD video and also apparently has a dust-proof design. You can see there's no dirt here when I wipe across the lens. There's kind of a glass case around it. This is the camera. Now, we're going to take this off, and we are ready to start using our camera. There's an on button, which I think is here, and then here is what's going to be our touch screen. So we're going to go through the menu settings. We're going to show you what resolution options are available, and then we're going to go outside and make some videos with this camera so that you can decide for yourself if you like the video quality. Let's see if there's any battery life here. We're going to hold down this button right here and see if there's any battery life here. And you know what? Probably not, because we have not inserted the battery. Yes. Indeed, I have tried to turn on the camera without inserting the battery, which is something I didn't even mention. Yes, probably not going to turn on, because sometimes I just get used to the fact that sometimes these cameras have two batteries. This one only has one, I think, and here it is. So we're going to go right here. Let's see how easy this is. Very simple to just insert the battery. 1, 2, 3, and we're done. Now we are ready. Press the button and perfect. We have battery life. Now you're going to see some default settings here, and we're going to go through all of the resolution settings. We have let's see, what do we have here? I'm trying to figure out how to this is 1080p 60 frames per second. Now I want to figure out how to use the let's see, how to access the menu. Okay, we swiped to the left. So we have our zoom right here. And there's all these buttons. So I would like to turn off the volume first and foremost. So here's our menu. And let's quickly okay. I think that is that with the beeping sound. So let's get started. Swipe to the left. We have, looks like photos, videos, photos, maybe some time-lapse feature. Again, sorry for the low lighting here. We have playback mode, settings. Let's look at the settings. So the settings, we have sound, which we just turned off so that there's no beeping sound. G-sensor, I'm not really sure what that is, honestly. Let's scroll down. Status indicator, on-screen display. A little bit of a hello? Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm just still trying to get used to this, menu here. Restore defaults. Let's format the SD card since we previously had it. Oh, we didn't insert the micro SD card. Okay, so let's do that. Yes, so what I mentioned before is you will need to buy a micro SD memory card as a separate purchase. So we're going to just do that. Uh-oh, I have to figure out how to... Let's see, how do I do this now? I might need a paper clip or something. Just bear with me just 1 second. Okay, here we go. Have a little screw. So we're gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna use a little screw. And there we go. That's perfect. Sometimes you just need the right tools. My fingernails, or they just didn't work there. So here we have the area where we can charge, we can plug in the USB cable to charge our camera and to transfer files from your camera to your computer. And let's just try inserting the memory card without doing any damage, hopefully. Is this way? Okay, so I'm really just trying to do this carefully. Indeed, we have it. So listen to the click. There's the click. Now we can then format our micro SD memory card. So here's our camera. We're just going to wipe the lens a little bit, and we're ready to start. Okay, so we're going to go back to settings. We have almost no battery life here, so maybe we should just focus on the resolution settings since we don't have much battery life left. So we have okay, so we have record resolution. Okay, so we're not going to go through all the settings, but we're just going to show you what we have here. We have 1080p 60 frames per second, 1080p 100 frames per second, 960p, 720p resolution. Uh, 1440p, 1080p, 30 frames per second. So we have a lot of video settings here, which is kind of interesting. But the one that I will probably use is going to be 1080p 60 frames per second, which is our default. Okay, so it goes all the way up to 4K, I think. Somewhere there, it goes all the way up to 4K, I think. So we'll figure it out. Camera settings. Having a little bit of trouble with this touchscreen. I'm not gonna lie, having a little bit of trouble just kind of clicking on the buttons. I don't know what the problem here is. Just is it just me? Okay, so we have resolution. It goes all the way up to 16 megapixels, the 12 megapixels, etc. Let's see, what other video settings do we have? Do we have image stabilization? I'm sorry, I'm really just having having a little bit of trouble with this touch screen. I really do apologize. Okay. Not very responsive, so you're not going to see me changing the video settings very often. I'm just a little bit puzzled why this is just... let me just click here again. I mean, you know, maybe you're laughing at me right now, but I swear I don't know what's going on. I've never seen anything like this before. I'm just really not able to... I'm not able to, really... Sorry, I'm just a little bit not very comfortable here. I've just been sitting here for a while, and this is just not helping that I cannot really... Like, I'm trying to press the buttons, it's just... Okay. Let's try turning it off and on again, and then I'm just going to end the video right after I go through some of these settings, because I'm going to have to do that, because aside from being able to record, don't know if there's really a lot that I'll be able to do with changing some of the settings here, because the, unfortunately, the, touch screen is just not ideal. So let me just go to some settings really quickly. You have image stabilization here. I'm just... Okay, almost there. Just... No image stabilization. Okay, that's fine. Viewing angle, we have ultra wide, wide, etc. So we can, of course, adjust it if we want. Okay. So now that we have gone through some of the... Okay. The camera just turned off, so it didn't really have much battery, but that's okay. We're going to charge it anyways. So the whole point here was just to show you that the settings. Camera's quite hot. I only had the camera on for a few minutes, already very hot. Okay, so I don't know what's going on here. This camera's very warm, even though I had it on for 5 minutes only. The second thing is the touchscreen is not ideal. The third thing is I'm going to have to charge it to see if there's good battery life here. I mean, so far the design, the settings look great. I'm going to know more once I actually use the camera, but so far the user experience isn't ideal. I mean, I'm telling you, this camera is quite warm. The other one that I have is the other camera that I have from this company, the AEE Life, the AEE Life Silver, the Silver, Life Silver. Thought that touchscreen was a lot more easy to use. I don't know what's really going on here. But I'm going to make some videos, take some pictures, let you know the results. So you can see the next part of this video for some sample videos. I was just getting a little bit frustrated because I think the touchscreen was not very responsive. The battery was almost out, but still, I just think, I don't know why I have a touchscreen if it just kind of makes it more complicated, which I've used many action cameras and just the screen isn't really big enough for the touchscreen to be an advantage here. So maybe I'll just find the settings that I like and just not switch them because I was just finding it difficult to navigate through the menu. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. This has been an unboxing video, just some basic accessories, USB cable, not really an accessory. Underwater housing, another case, which is actually kind of cool, which we can probably use that for something. And of course the camera itself with one battery included, no micro SD card, so you have to buy your own memory card. The AEE Life Shadow Action Camera, very much like the design, though the touchscreen wasn't really working well for me. But maybe once we charge the camera, we might have some better luck. So we're going to make some videos after we charge the camera, and you can see for yourself if you like the quality of this camera. This has been an unboxing video, followed by some video tests, which will follow shortly. 4K video test at 30 frames per second with the AEE Life Shadow Action Camera. 4K video test at 30 frames per second. .4K video test, 30 frames per second. This is the camera that we're recording with. Don't know if you can see it. There it is, the AEE Life Shadow Action Camera. 4K video test, 30 frames per second. .4K video test, 30 frames per second. Recording with this camera, the AEE Life Shadow Action Camera. 4K video test, 30 frames per second. .4K video test, 30 frames per second. .1080p video test at 60 frames per second with the AEE Life Shadow Action Camera. .1080p video test, 60 frames per second. .1080p video test, 60 frames per second with the AEE Life Shadow Action Camera. I'm going to bring the camera over here. 1080p video test, 60 frames per second. This is the camera that we're recording with right here, the AEE Life Shadow. Just wanted to show you. 1080p video test, 60 frames per second. Video test at 60 frames per second. Video test, 60 frames per second. 1080p 60 frames per second video test with the AEE Life Shadow action camera that you see right here. Purchased on Amazon recently, budget-friendly action camera with no image stabilization, but many video resolution settings, including 4K, 1080p, which is what you see here, and 720p at various numbers of frames per second. In this case, we have 1080p 60 frames per second. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. This has been a 1080p 60 frames per second video test with the AEE Life Shadow budget-friendly action camera. Video test, 60 frames per second. 1080p 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 video test, 60 frames per second. $1080